I'm going to just say our next caller is, let me check before I pull them up. I've got it right here. It's, they want to talk about pets. Oh, this is going to be great. All right. We're bringing you up. Elixa, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can
All
hear you.
right. Perfect. I had gotten a brief summary of your question, but it's been so long now. Why don't you just go ahead and fill us in on what you wanted to talk about?
Okay, so the idea is what responsibility you bear as a pet owner, and your pet does some aggression. The idea is, for instance, you have a pit bull and it bites someone's leg and they break their leg. Should you pay restitution and retribution, or neither, or just one?
I'm sorry, I was leaving the floor to Zulu for that one.
Oh, right. Sorry. So yeah, I think it's basically the same principles as with other property. So if I'm being like really negligent and I am like, let's say I've got like a really, I've got a Leaning Tower of Pisa. I want to build my own Leaning Tower of Pisa, but I build it really shittily, and it falls over and like demolishes your house, right? Now it's very plausible that I'm being negligent there, in which case I would have to pay restitution. And if I'm being malicious, even retribution, right? You'd be like to, I don't know, lean a tower of Pisa of your own onto my house. So I think it's the same thing with something like a pit bull, and it would be also the same if I wanted to have like a pet bear, right? If I had a pet bear, and like I'm not being very specific, like, hey, that's the bear room. Don't go in the bear room, or the bear is going to kill you. And if you went in the bear room, it's like, well done, genius. Now you're dead. But if I was like, oh, here is my bear. His name's Snuffles, and I let him run around the park a little bit. He has fun, and then it eats a person. I mean, yeah, that's my fault then, because I'm supposed to be directing this property. I've clearly directed it in a manner which, at least negligently, has killed someone.
Okay. Then my question is, what if you abandon, let's say, the bear? You just put it outside, you unleash it, and you say, no longer my property, I abandon it. Are you no longer as responsible for anything it does?
So it's not the fact that you specifically own the thing. It's that you're the one who directed it into that state. So, for instance, I might like plant a mine right on your front door step, right? And I say, I'm abandoning this mine. Job's done. I'm walking away. And then you step out onto the mine and blow up. Well, it's not the fact that I own the mine that would be problematic there. It's the fact that I have directed a mine to explode you. And it would be the same thing with like a bear or like a smallpox virus. If I was like, I don't want the smallpox virus anymore, I toss it in my window and it explodes and kills a bunch of people. And that would be the same sort of deal.
Okay. That sums it up pretty nicely. Okay.
You had another question, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I have quite a few. But we can take this one about Denmark first. So let's say you're the prime minister of Denmark. That's where I come from, and you have this possibility you can pull out of NATO. It's like this state big state, multiple state organization of mutual defense. But specifically for Denmark, there's also this thing where Russia really likes Denmark and the location it has. So there is a very, very big risk that if you leave this agreement, that Denmark would just be overtaken by the Russians in no time. Would it be valid under the libertarian theory to postpone leaving the agreement, or should you do it the instant you can?
So you definitely shouldn't postpone it. Like if it's on the table, like it's like, oh, we could get out of NATO now. You shouldn't push it back and try and maintain this like statist organization. But I'm not saying that that's the first thing you should try. And we got to get rid of NATO, and that's the very first thing we got to do. I mean, it is fundamentally like a defensive alliance. So it's not the world's worst atrocity done by militaries, of course. There are much bigger things to focus on in that realm. But yeah, no, if it's on the table, then yeah, press that button. I'm not sure how likely it is that Denmark gets invaded, though. Russia seems to be having enough of a problem with Ukraine, and that used to be part of the same nation. So
Yeah, true. What if Russia like explicitly said we're gonna invade Denmark if you leave the agreement?
So it would be the same thing. Honestly, like the best way to deal with that type of threat would be to keep deregulating, keep allowing the free market to flourish, and then if it became like an anarchist region with like super powerful defense agencies, well, that's going to be a hell of a fucking thing to invade. Like, good luck, Russia. And very quickly, Putin's going to get like orbital laser strike, and then just he's a pile of ash on the pavement there. Not a good idea.
Okay, that answers it quite well. I have
Let
some
me
other.
Let me just jump in there real quick. Just say I've found that this was a useful answer to give to a really similar question in the past. I know it's just slightly a step away from the Russia invasion threat, but something I've said to others is, if I could snap my fingers, and I think a lot of other ANCAPs feel the same way. I'll let Zulu finish my thought here, but if I could snap my fingers, I would abolish everything at once, and that would include specifically like the welfare state and having immigration controls. But I would I don't have that ability. I have to put conscious effort into affecting policy change slowly over time is a much more likely possibility. And under those circumstances, I would choose to abolish the welfare state first, and then the immigration controls second, within the context of having to do those things in a certain order, knowing, like, for example, it's probably going to be months or years after one gets done that the other one gets done. But that doesn't mean that if I had the chance to snap my fingers and make policy changes happen immediately, that I would snap my fingers and only do welfare, and then snap my fingers and only do borders months later. I would still do them as soon as I was able, but the constraints on us add that tiny little bit of nuance. What do you think, Zulu? Does that add anything?
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, ultimately, we are constrained by scarcity. Like, nobody's actually giving us this magical button which turns everybody into an ANCAP or whatever. Like, nobody's doing that. You are constrained by scarcity, and you should go after the most severe violations of the non-aggression principle first, and then you can start working your way down to other things as the opportunity to. Now, sometimes it's not obvious. It also doesn't work exactly like that. It's not like you have the opportunity to take apart the biggest thing first, and then the second biggest thing, and then the third. Like, it's not like that. You might have an opportunity in the moment, because of some other political goings on, to get rid of like some aspect of the state, and then you should grab that opportunity when you can. But that doesn't mean that you should, like, our top priority as the Libertarian Party is to go after the National Parks Commission. It's, all things considered, the national parks, it's not the largest problem we're facing at the moment. Much larger problems in the US, for instance, like the Federal Reserve, that's a big one. The military-industrial complex, that's another big one. The welfare, the Social Security. If they could get rid of Social Security in the US, oh boy, they'd be way wealthier, like, very quickly. IP, that's another one.
All right. I have quite a few questions. You just stop me if it takes too much time and.
Well, Zulu, what do you think? Well, it's up to you. It's your ballpark.
How about this? Because I think we do have other callers like waiting. How about you just like go into like I don't know, back into the queue, I suppose, and then see if you could continue the question. So I am wary of somebody like getting cut off, because I'll admit I did enjoy that first caller. I liked playing with my meal, as it were. So I don't want to like cut anybody too short.
Sure. So what we'll do then, Alexa, is don't even don't even leave the StreamYard setup. We'll take Satidik up, and then when we're finished with Satidik, if there's no one else in the queue, we'll just pull you right back.
Okay, nice.
All right. Thanks so much. I'm going to drop you